This is Googan Cassis for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. We're at PWR Human Performance Centre in Tilbury, joined by Umar Sadiq. What's happening, Umar?
I'm good, thank you. What you say?
All good, all good. Talk to me about this place. It's not quite finished yet, but it's looking really good.
What you've got here is, even though it's unfinished as we stand, the best all-round performance institute in the whole of the land. Now, I've travelled far, all the way up to Scotland and back. I've been to the EIS in Sheffield. I've been everywhere, and I've never seen anywhere like this. Did you like that?
It's a great plug, great plug. Yeah, you're obviously in camp, but still awaiting a date. And obviously there's been a lot said about your future fight this year with Lerrone Richards. So time to kind of get your take on it and how you've sort of seen the last sort of few weeks and how it's building.
Bloody hell, where do I start? The fight was agreed, so alright, I'll start from the beginning. Boxed Cody February 22nd, and then went on holiday after. I got back from holiday, end of the first week of March, and I got a phone call that said, would you like to fight Lerrone Richards for the British and Commonwealth titles? I said, hell yeah. When is it? They said April the 17th. I thought, I've got about 5 weeks there, but cool, I'll take it. So anyway, negotiating. Got to a deal, about to announce it, you know, Corona takes over. So as far as I knew, and as far as Lerrone should have known, we could fight imminently. At any point, lockdown could be off, boxing could be back on, potentially behind closed doors, because it was actually going to be behind closed doors before the lockdown anyway. So we knew we could be fighting any time. So the responsible thing to do is stay in shape, stay ready, you know, all of that. So I did my bit, he clearly didn't. And then what's happened as a result is we've come out of lockdown, and then, well, there's been the first phase, and we've been told you're going to fight behind closed doors probably in August. We did a head-to-head on your channel with you, and I said I'll be ready to go in 2 weeks because I did my work. He sat on camera and lied and said he'll be ready in 2 weeks, but clearly he wasn't, because then when the date was proposed, he was like, oh no, I can't do it because I need more time to be ready. Then there was another date proposed, and he goes, I'm having a baby on that date. Then there was another date proposed, and he goes, that's only a week after my baby. Now, you've got to put this in context, right? The kid lives in London. He now trains with Dave Caldwell, who lives in Sheffield, or coaches out of Sheffield. So he's in Sheffield on weekdays, Mondays to Fridays. Now, if you've got a baby coming in the same day of the fight, okay, fair enough, you want to be there for your child's birth, I get it, cool. But what's the reservation of you not taking a fight a week after, even if it was a week after? Because you're not around weekdays anyway, you're only around for the weekends. So even if the baby came and then you were there for the baby, you're going to go back off to Sheffield for the next week and then before the fight. Or if you're here, it's even better because you're actually around the baby a little bit. Because now he's saying, what he said was, oh, we'll be ready at the end of August. So the proposed date was 1st of August. We'll be ready at the end of August. It makes no sense. You're going to have the baby, you're going to be away in Sheffield anyway for the next 4 weeks after, and then you're going to have the fight. Wouldn't you rather have the fight sooner rather than later so that you can actually spend more time with your missus and help out the baby? So that excuse makes no sense. What I think's happened is he's not quite got ready. They've got Dave Caldwell on board after the lockdown, and Dave Caldwell's probably looked at them and gone, you lot are nutcases, why have you taken this? And actually, you're not going to be ready in time. That's what I generally think has happened. But, you know, you get word around a campfire, not my words, other people's words, you know, it's words around that he might have got, you know, used to some type of a lifestyle or, you know, taking some stuff during lockdown. Not my words, I'm just hearing, won't say what. And he might have thought that he'll be recovered in time for the fight, and it's taking a bit longer, so he needs even more time to get clear of whatever it might be. Not my words, so I'm just saying that.
Okay. You've been in a back and forth with Lerrone's manager, Sam Jones, as well during this last few weeks as well.
Yeah, because Lerrone clearly can't speak for himself. We had the head-to-head, I mean, you saw for yourself, that was painful. Like, it was hurting me to watch it back. I was cringing for him. So he can't string two good sentences together. So his manager, Sam Jones, has got to speak up for him, which is okay with me. Just, you know, just get the fight date still. And keeps coming back with, Lerrone's going to have a baby. It's like, listen, if you're a real champion, real champion, boxing comes first before anything. I know it's rich for me to say because I've never had a kid. Who knows what's going to happen when I have a kid. But as far as I'm concerned, I know my experience, all the way through my life in boxing, boxing has always come first. And I know many of champions who've done it, not just in boxing, but in other sports as well. When you're committed to a craft, be it in sport actually, or art or whatever, your craft comes first if you're really that ambitious and that committed. So you can't say I'm not going to have the fight because I'm getting a baby. Like, he doesn't even have the mind of a champion. The guy is defeated in every way you look at it. So, like you said, I'm here staying fit. I'm in camp, kind of camp, because we're not sure when the date is. All I know is, so long as I have 2 weeks' notice, I'll be ready to peak. So, you know, it is what it is.
I know you don't have a date yet, but have you been given any indication of when, potentially, what month it could take place in this fight?
Well, Sam Jones said on Twitter that they made themselves available end of August, but then we weren't announced for that. So Frank Warren announced a wave of fights. There was 6 shows, I think, between July and August, with the last weekend of August being the last one, and that was Daniel Dubois. So Sam Jones goes, oh, we made ourselves available for end of August. Now, we didn't get that. I don't know if he's telling the truth or if he's not. All I know is Daniel Dubois is boxing at the end of August. So there's another wave of fights that are going to be set, which hopefully should be from the beginning of September. So, like I said, hopefully, because that's what ideally would happen. And I'd imagine if they're telling the truth, then they'll be ready for that as well. And all being right, then we'll be boxing, you know, first, second week of September. That's ideal. But it's hard to trust anything they say because they've backpedaled so many times and they've said so many things that contradict each other. So all I can say to the viewers is I'm ready, I've stayed ready. I know a lot of people are looking forward to the fight. Some people are probably thinking, who the fuck is this guy? But to those who aren't, I know you're looking forward to the fight. And, you know, I've done my bit and I'm ready to go. So for whenever it's set, let's do it, man.
But just from a fan perspective, obviously, yeah, fans do want to see this fight. It was one of the best fights that was announced on this schedule from Frank Warren, so we do want to see it at some point this year. We know, obviously, there's a few things going on behind the scenes that once they get ironed out, I'm sure the fight will take place at some point this year, and yeah, may the best man win.
The ironing out's going to happen in the ring when I knock him over. Yeah, that's the ironing out. But until then, I'm going to stay cracking. The guy, listen, him and his team are scared. That's simple. You cannot tell me you're not having a fight because you're having a baby. That's to me is one of the I mean, Dennis McCann, who I trained with as well, he had a wedding a week after he boxed. He literally put his wedding back a week after. I know you can't put a baby back, but the point I'm trying to make is that was his wedding. You know, there are too many examples for me to start naming, but the point is, if you really want to fight, if you really believe you're ready, you'll do it. He sat here and said he believes his world level, I'm domestic level, but yet he needs more time to be prepared for me. And a world level fighter is unable to fight a domestic level fighter because it's inconvenient because the baby's coming. Well, you're supposed to be that much better than me. So you're talking nonsense there. You know, and the guy's just, he's delusional, he's lost his mind, he's scared. I don't believe his team actually believe in him. They've just got to back his corner because they have to. His silence speaks volumes as well. And, you know, when it's all said and done, when the day comes, I'm just looking forward to putting a beating on him. And I'm finding it a bit hard to keep my mind and thought together because these lot keep talking in the background.
Okay, Umar, I'll let you get back to your training anyway. I appreciate you giving IFL TV some time today. And yeah, look, listen, we'll sit back and we'll wait, and hopefully a date's announced sooner rather than later.
I ain't him out. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.